Hello everyone, in this quick and easy DIY tutorial, I will be demonstrating how to make a skirt using 1 yard of fabric. I was able to make this look for about $8, but depending on the fabric that you use, you can make this look for even less. This is the perfect project for beginners, and once you get the hang of the technique, you'll be able to sew this skirt within 30 minutes. For fabric suggestions, please check out my blog. Alright, so for this tutorial, you will need 1 yard of fabric. You will need some coordinating thread. You will need 1.5 inch thick elastic. You'll need about 3/4 of a yard to 1 yard, depending on your waist measurement. You'll need some sewing pins. You'll need some fabric scissors. You'll need a safety pin. And then to make our elastic casing, you will either need a seam gauge, or if you have any index cards, this you can use this instead. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to start off, go ahead and fold your fabric in half and make sure that you have the selvage edge lined up with the selvage edge nice and evenly, because we're getting ready to cut 2 panels and we want them to be nice and even. So make sure everything's nice and smooth. Take your iron and right along the fold of the fabric, go ahead and press. I'm going to get out some of these additional wrinkles. Okay, once that's done, you can open up your fabric, and where we just pressed on the fold, now we have a crease in our fabric. So right along that crease, go ahead and grab your scissors and just start cutting along that crease. If you would like to first take a fabric marking tool and mark along the crease so that it will be more helpful for you, you can go ahead and do that first as well. But I'm going to just go ahead and eyeball it. Alright, so now you have 2 skirt panels. So what you want to do is go ahead and lay the first piece with the right side facing up, and make sure you have your selvage edge down here at the bottom. Take your other piece, lay it right on top. Make sure that the right side is facing the right side, and also make sure your selvage edge is down here at the bottom. This way, when we get ready to do our hem, we don't have to finish off this edge because it's already clean. We could just fold it up, and that's going to help our process go a lot quicker. So once you have it nice and evenly, once you have everything all nice and even, we're going to pin along these sides. So grab your pins. Now it's time to sew this up. I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance to sew up each side. So go ahead and lower your needle, start sewing, back stitch. Alright, when you get to the end, back stitch. And what you want to do is go ahead and finish off this raw edge using your serger, or you can use a zigzag stitch. And then once you're done finishing off the edge, go ahead and press it towards one side of your garment. So I'm just going to open it up and press it all going towards one direction of your garment. Alright, so this is the top edge of my skirt. So if you remember, we left the salvage edge down at the bottom of our skirt, and the top of our skirt had a raw edge. I went ahead and finished mine off with my serger. You can do the same thing, or you can use a zigzag stitch. And once you're done finishing off the raw edge, you're going to have your skirt with the wrong side facing up, and you could take your index card or your seam gauge, and we're going to make a 2-inch elastic casing. Now if you're using the index card, just use your ruler to measure down 2 inches and then draw a line. So now I'm going to take my index card and I'm going to fold over the top of the edge so that it meets up with the line that I marked for 2 inches, and then I'm going to take my iron and press it down. The same thing with your seam gauge. You can measure it down to 2 inches and then take it along the top, measure it down, take your iron and press. And you will do that all the way around, and then we will sew this up. Alright, now that our 2-inch elastic casing has been made all the way around, go ahead and mark a starting and a stopping point on your casing. So when we get ready to sew, we'll start here and we'll stop here, and in between, this is where we will insert our elastic, and after our elastic is inserted, we'll close this up. So I'm going to align the edge of the casing with the edge of my presser foot. So just start sewing, back stitch, and then sew all the way around until you get to your stopping pin. So I'm making sure to keep this edge nicely lined up with the presser foot. Alright, go ahead and grab your elastic. So you want to first measure around your waist, around your belly button. Whatever that measurement is, go ahead and subtract 2 inches and cut a piece of elastic that length. Then you want to take your safety pin and you want to attach it to the end of your elastic. And wherever you left your gap for in your casing, go ahead and push your safety pin up through there. And we're going to use the safety pin as a guide. So you're going to push your fabric over the safety pin and then pull. So just pushing and pulling. So I'm pushing the fabric over the safety pin, and then I'm using my left hand to pull. So pushing with my right hand and pulling with my left. And you're going to do this all the way around until you get back to you're going to do this all the way around until you get to the other side. Alright, once you make it through to the other side, go ahead and remove your safety pin and take your 2 pieces and overlap them. And you can place a pin there to hold it down. Now make sure that none of your elastic is twisted in here. So even from this side, make sure that this piece somehow didn't twist, because in the past I have just thought I was on a roll, and then I sewed my zigzag stitch, and then I had to end up redoing it again because lo and behold, one of the pieces was twisted and the waistband was looking tacky. So make sure you just double check that it's all nice and smooth, and yeah. All right, so we can now go ahead and do a zigzag stitch. So right where I overlapped, I'm lining up this edge with the edge of the presser foot. And you can just start sewing. And then back stitch. Then you're going to sew forward again. And back stitch. And you could just do this a few times. I'll probably do it a couple more times. All right, and you're done with that part. Clip your threads. All right, now that we're done with that, you can go ahead and start distributing your gathers in your skirt. And then right where that opening still is, we need to close this up. So go ahead and make sure that area though is smooth. And grab a pin. And I'm just going to pin my elastic out of my way. So when we get ready to stitch this up, my elastic won't get caught in my stitches. Alright, so now we're ready to close this up. So I'm going to start right where I left off at. I'm going to lower my needle and line it up with those stitches. And then I'm going to just start sewing, back stitch. And I'm still keeping the edge of my casing aligned with the edge of my presser foot. And I'm back at the other side. It's all closed up now. I'm going to back stitch. And just go ahead and clip your threads. And once you do that, once you close that up, you can go ahead and now really distribute those gathers nice and evenly now. All right, here we are, last step. So what we need to do is hem our skirt. So right now I'm working on the bottom edge and the wrong side is facing up. So what you want to do is on your index card, draw a line, measure up 1/2 inch, and then draw a line straight across. And what you want to do is take your fabric at the lower edge and fold it up to that 1/2 inch line that you made. Take your iron and press, and you're going to do that all the way around. And then once you're done with that, we will do a top stitch, and you done, boo. Got you a mini skirt ready to go and slay. Yes. All right, now it's time to do the top stitch for our hem. So I already have mine nicely folded underneath, and we did not need to finish off this edge because it was the salvage. So right now I have my fabric lined up with the edge of my presser foot. So I'm going to lower my needle to start sewing and back stitch, and just go ahead and keep going all the way around until you get to the other side. Alright, when you get to the end, go ahead and back stitch. And clip your threads. And then go ahead and take this to your iron and press it out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future tutorials. Check out my blog for more pictures and other DIY projects. Tag me on IG at Montoya Mayo once you make the look. Until next time.